Okay, so yeah, obviously the big thing to talk about with this chapter is All Might pretty much makes a sacrifice play to take All for One out. And to Horikoshi's credit, I do like the way he basically handled and framed this moment. But by not only seeing Izuku's perspective and feeling All Might's vestige like disappear, but also how Horikoshi did kind of bring it all back around to the past encounter with All for One versus Nana Shimura, and how the warning that Nana gave All for One all those years back has kind of come back around to bite him in the ass. And although Izuku couldn't save All Might from the fate of death, I do still like the idea that All Might himself still made his own fate. That rather than give in to the idea that he was going to die, according to Night Eye's prediction, he instead chose how he was going to die. And that if he was going to die, he was going to make it count for something. Now, that in itself is where I start to worry, which is whether All for One is truly dead after this chapter. Like, if Horikoshi reveals by next chapter he's alive next week, I'm not gonna lie, I am going to be pissed, and I guarantee you the next review will become a rant if this is the case, because to me, the one thing that has been pushed forward time and again within the entire back half of the series is that All for One has no more control over Shigaraki anymore. He's broken free of those chains, proven even more so by Shigaraki literally swallowing the warp goop, and all these like and just in general, everything that's kind of built around Shigaraki, that he's slowly gaining his own freedom and his own like freedom and his own autonomy from All for One. It's like these factors to me signal that the past has been like put to rest. And now the future for control of the world lies in the hands of the successors, Shigaraki and Izuku. And just having All for One survive next chapter would not only feel like it makes this chapter pointless, but it would just further draw a spotlight onto the fact that All for One kind of himself is kind of irrelevant at this point. The only scenario beyond this point, like the only scenario I could envision where having All for One come back next chapter works is if it's to show him in desperation charging towards Shigaraki, only for the latter to deliver the final finishing blow. That's the only way this would work in my mind, is if it was played up as the idea that pretty much Shigaraki is going to be the one in order to kill All for One at long last. Like, that's the only way that works for me. But okay, beyond that, there's not much more to talk about with this chapter other than we get a little bit of catch up with everyone saying that, yeah, Daoi's been dealt with and Toga and the Twice Army have been taken out. But I'm not gonna lie, seeing Yaoyorozu in this chapter, it kind of clicked in my head just how much it's kind of felt like she's been shafted in this arc. Like, don't get me wrong, she's had her moments and served a very important support role. But at the same time, it feels like she hasn't gotten that moment, the moment where she can really see her shine as her own hero. And that's not to say we haven't seen it happen in past arcs, because don't get me wrong, we definitely have seen Yaoyorozu like pretty much show what she's capable of, what she can do in a lot of past arcs. But with this arc specifically, it's felt like Horikoshi's just kind of moved to the side. Like, it felt like she hasn't really gotten the ability to do anything impactful. Like, what is and that's kind of a problem. Like, because what is essentially supposed to be the final arc, there has been a disturbing lack of Yaoyorozu, and I'm hoping the fact that Horikoshi did even draw attention to her in this chapter means we're going to be getting something with her soon. Because while I've never said it out loud, Yaoyorozu has kind of always been one of my secret favorites in My Hero Academia, and just something about Yaoyorozu just always kind of clicks with me as a character. Something about Yaoyorozu as a character just kind of always clicks with me. I don't know what it is, but I just love her design. I love her character. And I love her quirk too. So sometimes because of that, it's one of those things also where sometimes while having her moments, it doesn't feel like Horikoshi has really given her that moment where she can showcase her full potential. I think that is kind of my biggest problem at the end of the day. It feels like Horikoshi's always holding Yorozu back from showing what she's truly capable of. I could also be reading the room wrong, but it sure has felt that way. And hopefully, the fact that again Horikoshi drew attention to her for just that brief moment means he's got something planned with Yorozu. I don't know what it is, but it's just my hope for it anyway. And yeah, not to sound like a broken record, but this again is one of those chapters where I wish we got just a couple more pages out of the chapter, just 5 more pages, because the pacing of the chapter did feel like it could have gone with a little bit longer, but than what we got. Like it's one of those things where, given Horikoshi's current like state of his health and all that, his condition, I will take what we can get now, and 15 pages is still better than like 7 pages, but yeah, it just felt like there was a couple pages that could have been added to fill in like the gaps between scenes, but that's really the only issue I have with this page. I have in regards to the page count itself, like how things flowed. Again, there was a little bit of a problem in like jumping. It did feel like it jumped a little bit from one scene to the next, a little too fast, but I didn't hate it either. It was fine, and yeah, I honestly I think the reason as to why the page count bothers me, actually, now that I think about it, is because I wanted to see what was going on with Stain. Is Stain dead? Is he alive? Like, what's his current condition? I think that's the reason why I wanted a couple extra pages, because I wanted a little more focus on Stain, just to kind of check in with him, if he's still, like, is he alive? Is he dead? Like, give us a little confirmation on that, Horikoshi. But yeah, yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll, push the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, everyone.